Okay, it's official. Summer's here. You'll probably be spending some time outside by the pool soon. But remember, the sun is not always your friend.
That's why we do spray tan.
Right? Well, I don't know about spray tan, but
Better than
I
the
do
sun.
know about sunscreen. And here to talk about skin cancer and what you need to look for is Dr. Bradley Jones from Baylor Medical Center in Irving. So welcome, Dr.
Thank you.
Jones. And look at us. We are two totally different skin types here. Do we need to be doing the same thing?
Yeah, basically, both. I mean, you're more at risk because you're lighter complected, but both of you should do the same precautions, which is sunblock, 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 over and over again.
Do you use a lot of sunblock?
Always
for
on my
you.
face. Not so much on the rest of my body, like I'll let the sun hit me, but like on my chest and my face and neck I do. But
Do it everywhere. Your
Really?
hands and neck and legs, everywhere, because you can get skin cancer anywhere.
yeah, so what do we need to be looking for as far as like somebody like me who has a darker complexion? Someone told me that if you see darker freckles, that those could be troublesome if they're almost black.
Well, truly, freckles are completely benign and have no risk. But you got to make sure it's a freckle and not a mole. And sometimes a doctor needs to look at that to determine the two. But in general, a freckle is going to be flat. It's going to be the same color. It's going to be a brown, a tan, and it's just kind of a flat, hyperpigmented or darker area in your skin. And a mole is actually, a darker, usually darker black or dark brown. It's actually like a cluster of, they call them melanocytes, which are the things that make pigment. And they are, sometimes raised and they're darker. Usually you can tell the difference between a freckle and a mole.
I think we have some pictures here. So what are we looking at here?
Well, we're fixing to get into the warning signs about when to worry about a mole. So these are different pictures of different moles, and it kind of gets into when you have a mole, when do you worry about it? Because not every mole needs to be taken off. And so they call it the ABCDE of moles. And to start with is the A, which is the asymmetric. If it's asymmetric, what that first picture shows that it's kind of irregular and it's kind of not symmetrically shaped, that's a warning sign.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so if it's asymmetric. B is border, which is if it has an irregular border like one of those has there, that's dangerous. C is the color, and if it's multicolored, different shades within the same mold, that's a concerning thing. Not that it's dark or light, but if it's multicolored. D is the diameter, bigger than a pencil eraser. Bigger than a pencil eraser, get it taken off in
So
general.
if you have all these things, all these elements, you better really get to the doctor and have them look at it.
And the right thing to do in that is just take it off. When in doubt, take it off. That is the right rule of thumb when it comes to moles.
What if you have one that just keeps growing back in the same place?
Is that like a
They're
skin
not
tag?
well, if it's truly a mole, they didn't get it all the way off, then it should be gone.
Well, it's really funny because I've had it taken off about 3 times and now it's just stopped coming back.
Yeah, I wonder if they didn't get it all out and maybe a little remnant was coming back, or maybe it wasn't truly a mole, maybe it was a skin tag.
wasn't-
Yeah, skin
and he
tag, 'cause
said
that could
it's
be-
not malignant or anything. He said, you want it off because it's ugly. I said, yeah, I'd like it taken off here, and then I'd like this taken off, and then over here I'd like, just take it all off.
And that probably wasn't maybe a true mole. Maybe it was one of these precancerous kind of lesions. Like you get those crusty things in your skin, and they're technically called actinic keratosis, and they feel like sandpaper embedded in your skin, like we talked about one in your hand. Those need to be frozen off or taken off as well.
Did you bring your freezer
I did not
thing
bring
in
it with
here?
me this time.
We could
Sorry.
do it right
Bring
now.
it next time. Bring it in here. So those precancers, that's a good reason to go to a dermatologist or your primary care doctor and have them look at you and get those things buzzed off with the little liquid nitrogen.
When you go, do you need to have a full body scan?
It's a good idea once a year. I mean, the dermatology people say come in once a year, get undressed, and have them look you all over. Because you can get a melanoma or a precancer or a cancerous mole anywhere. I've even seen it in the eye.
And I have seen,
wow.
our friend died from one on the foot, on the
Yeah.
bottom of the foot.
Between your toes and your eye, you can get a melanoma anywhere.
So melanoma is usually dark black, isn't it?
Melanoma is a mole that has transformed into cancer.
Okay.
And it can't, mostly dark black, but it's a mole. It started off as a mole and it transformed into cancer. And sun exposure contributes to that changing. So that's why, they showed in Australia that using sunblock reduced melanoma is 50%.
Wow.
See? You
Yeah,
gotta
you gotta
use
use
that
sunblock. And use a sunblock on your babies too. And
yeah.
by that, I mean, of course, when they're babies, you slather them with it, but your little kids, when they're out around the pool.
And I have one thing to ask you. It says sunblock or for 50%. Now they've got them 100%. Is
SPF. She's talking about SPF.
Yeah. Well,
SPF.
the government has ruled that 50 is the highest you can go. 50 and 50 plus.
So
SPF.
100% is just, that's just not true.
100 SPF.
It's 50 plus is really the maximum the government allows you to do. And now they have the ones that have the UVA and the UVB,
Okay.
those broad spectrum ones, and those are even better.
So for more
And
details on,
sorry, I was just going to ask you, is this something that is genetic as well? So if you're...
Moles are congenital to some degree as well, absolutely. So if your mom had a bunch of moles, then you're more prone to have them as well.
Oh, wow.
for more details on what to look for when it comes to skin cancer. We posted some resource links for you on our website. That's thebroadcast.tv. So thank you very much, Doctor.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
look
Good
forward
tips.
to coming in and you taking this
I'll do
thing
it.
off.